We're Burton! We are Impacted! We're Burton! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power that make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are Impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to TNI UK Impacted, brought to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. I'm your host Bison, and today I am joined by the one and only Joker, and of course the man simply known as Steve. Hello fellas, how are we doing this week?
We're all good, thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm not bad, mate. I'm not bad at all. I'm actually feeling in good spirits. I think the fact that I've been back in the gym now for a good 6 weeks is making me feel a lot better, a lot brighter. I don't seem to be getting ill in a minute, so that's good news. How about yourself, Joe? How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. I've been getting a hell of a lot of notes written down for the next big project for elsewhere. So I'm mentally overloaded with a load of stuff, getting everything ready and organising. And so it's been a pretty hectic week.
Oh, fantastic!
Just trying to get a thought process in order, rather than
trying to get through it, buddy. Trying to get through it, right?
Yeah.
I just want to give you a big shout out because you had a little thing on Wrestle Buddy this week, didn't you? I think you did as well, Steve, right?
Yes. Steve.
Yep. We both did. Yep.
What did you put out? Let everyone know.
Mine's a recap of Impact Wrestling from post Hard to Kill through to the end of January. This month I'm doing two. One's going to be the first 2 weeks, and my reactions are No Surrender, and then at the end of the month it'll be a look back at the end of the month and how all that did. Just a round up on all the news, rumours, and shit like that. And it's going pretty well. So second one I've done, and the working on here has really helped smooth the gap over, because when the first video did, I was absolutely shitting it. Absolutely. So the second one made it was just went, oh wow, this is easy.
This ain't too bad. Yeah. What about you, Steve? You've done one as well, haven't you?
Yeah. The one I put up was the first one I done on my own, and that was 5 talents outside of Impact who I felt could benefit the current Impact product in some way or another.
That's right.
So yeah. Just
where can we find these? I think we can find them over on the Wrestle Buddy YouTube channel. Is that right?
Yeah, you type in Wrestle Buddy in YouTube, and it's normally the first option that comes up. It'll just be the red logo with a WB.
Yeah. Well, so get yourselves over. Make sure you hit subscribe and check out what the boys have been up to. Yeah, it's really good. It's good stuff. So I just want to say a quick hello. So we've got who we got in the house today. So let's have a quick gander. So Courtney's there, who popped us a super sticker already. I think the super sticker went up before we even started today. So come on, girl. But we've got Rick Perry in the house. We've got who else have we got? We got Mir. Great to see you. Donald Hill's in the house today.
Violet's in there.
Steve's in there. Well done, Steve. And obviously, Violet, you managed to take. Bonkers is in there as well. Terrence, how nice to see you, my friend. So Violet, or stroke Anna, she's in the house as well. Lovely to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. Oh, my goodness. And now we're being super stickered again by Anna. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it for that. We do. Dragonstorm's in the house as well.
Wow.
So there we go.
Welcome.
They're all turning up. Obviously,
my favourite kind of storm.
Exactly, yeah. But he's obviously a Game of Thrones fan. Am I right? Maybe not. I don't know. But great to see you guys in the house today. Really appreciate it. I'm hoping a friend of mine is going to join us this week as well. His name's Paulie. So hopefully Paulie's going to turn up in the chat. And if he does, we make sure we give him a shout out as well. But anyway, so we've got one hell of a show lined up for you guys today. We do have a surprise guest who's not quite with us yet, but as soon as he arrives, we will bring him in. Notice I said him. So everyone who was expecting Taya Valkyrie, not this week, but who knows? Maybe next week or the week after. You never know who's going to turn up.
If we were to have Taya Valkyrie, you'd have to put duct tape over my mouth and my fingers.
Yeah,
really? so I can't touch the keyboard. Not for anything else. If anyone thinks anything dodgy, so I can't touch the keyboard.
So you can't touch the keyboard. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All those hoping for Trent, it still may happen.
Yeah.
Who knows? It could be Trent. There's been a few people wanting, if it was going to be Trent turning up, but you never know.
Could even be TJP.
Who knows? Like I said, it could be a special guest, especially for Mark.
Yeah.
TJP. I think he'd love to see TJP on the show.
Just look at this dumbass.
Love it. So, Jeffrey Sam. Hello, my friend. How are you? What's this? Joe Biden is bring back crack pipe. Be careful, guys. The UK people owe America. No idea what that means, but there you go. Hello, Critical Sting. Nice to see you, my friend. It really is. Do you know we haven't seen for ages? Do you know we haven't seen for ages? Lakers. Where's Lakers?
Yeah.
Where the hell's Lakers been? He was our biggest fan. Now he's like, we've not seen him for weeks. What's going on? Has he got a job? Do you think? He might have got a job.
I have the runs.
Maybe he's got the runs and, he can't come in for 24 hours. I don't know. But either way, we are missing our friend Lakers. We love we love Lakers, don't we?
Lakers back.
We need Lakers back. Hopefully he'll join us at some point. So I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for our special guest to join us, let's have a little chat about some of the news and rumours we've got going on at the moment. Does he have the best hand in the house? Oh, that's a good guess, Critical Sting. That's a good guess. That is a good guess.
Larry D.
I must admit, I have spoken to Larry this week, so you never know. But anyway, let's talk about some of the news and rumours going on. So Rachel Ellering has finally been removed from the Impact roster page. Now, we've been speculating this for several weeks now. Where is Rachel Ellering? She's still on the roster page. What's going on? Interesting. So what are our thoughts on the fact that now Rachel has disappeared off the... I mean, obviously, we could say that she's now obviously gone. She's also been obviously advertising the fact that she's available for dates, etc. So what's the deal, do we think, guys? What's the deal? Let's go with Steve. What do you think on this one?
It's disappointing because, when Rachel came in, I was not that impressed. I felt there was something missing. However, Slammiversary, when the fans came back, I felt, okay, Rachel is starting to improve, and I was really getting into her. I really felt like that she was starting to click. Everything was moving forward. And then, obviously, what we think this is about, I don't think it's about that. There has to be more to this story. Something had to have happened backstage. And then I think that, birthday tweet or whatever, that was probably the final nail in the coffin, I think. There has to be more to this story than what we think.
Yeah, I agree. I can't believe that was what it was all over. But what about you, Joe? What do you think?
Oh, God. I was a fan of Rachel Ellering as soon as she came in. But I had a feeling that she wasn't going to be sticking around. She wasn't being booked strongly after Bound for Glory. And come December, when she started to announce that she just wanted no part in anyone's podcasts or interviews and that she wasn't taking anything like that, that had me thinking that she's not going to be sticking with Impact Wrestling much longer. She's going to be going back on the independent scene again. And then we got the thing about the birthday shout out not going to fruition and everyone pinpointing it all on that. I think Rachel Ellering wasn't planning to stick around till the end of the year for 2022, regardless of what happens at the end of the year. So I'm disappointed she's gone, and it's through no fault of Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I thought her Rachel was really. I enjoyed Rachel Ellering. I'm not going to lie. I liked her matches. I thought, her match against Martina Martinez was amazing. Sorry, Mercedes Martinez was amazing at Knockouts
and
Knockdown.
Lady Frost.
And Lady Frost as well. Some great stuff. But I don't know, her friendship with, Jordan Grace was hyped up and everything else, but she doesn't seem to be doing any of that anymore. So kind of weird because everyone seemed to feel that whole relationship between Jordan and Rachel was real and it was really good, but she hasn't said anything for ages with regards to Jordan Grace on the socials or anything like that. There's been no interaction between them. It's just a real shame. It's a real shame because I think she's a great young up and coming talent. I hope this isn't the last we see of on Impact or anywhere else. You just never know.
Yeah, I mean, Impact pride themselves on having a good backstage moral, don't they? So if there is any bad backstage heat, they want to get rid of it. So
yeah,
and hopefully this is a turning point for Rachel, and she'll sort of move forward with more positive mindset, maybe.
I think so. I mean, I sort of kind of agree with Norris in the chat there. Hello, Norris Sparks. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so it's nice to see you joining the show. Rachel was okay, but there's too many good friend wrestlers, two female wrestlers out there right now. Mate, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like I said, I like Rachel.
Rachel going to be the big debut tonight, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Could be. But I do agree, and there are so many great talents on the free market at the moment. It'd be nice. I mean, we've already got Giselle Shaw coming in. We've had Masha join. Lady Frost is join. Could we see maybe Amber Moon or a few of these sort of some of these free agents now turn up in the knockouts? Again, maybe they need to free up a bit of space to be able to afford some of these guys coming in. The inspiration is doing amazing work. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how it all pans out over the coming weeks and the coming months. I'm excited, definitely. Rick Parry, nice to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining us today. Just wanted to obviously point that one out because I noticed you were very active in the chat there. So it's good to see you. And of course, Randy Sam. Nice to see Randy Sam in the chat as well. So we got a few people in the house. It's great to see. Oh my goodness. We got Sean GMC as well, talking about Lish. Big Lish fans here. Definitely Team Lish. Hardcore. She is hardcore and all that. So it's all good. But yeah, so there's so many things going on. So many things going on at the moment. I'm really, really excited to see where the Knockouts division goes. And of course, Gary's just mentioned. Nice to see you in the chat as well, Gary. You've still got your Taya Valkyries out there. We've still got Mia Yim possible names to come in. So maybe it was just a case of freeing up some money or whatever.
Two people that. Gail Kim, Diana Perrazzo, Alicia Edwards, they've all said that they really would love to see them back. Madison Rain said that she'd love to see them back.
Yeah.
So Scott Demore hopefully is taking notes. I know Tommy Dreamer will probably be trying to get Taya Valkyrie back as well.
Yeah. Randy, we will be talking about Gut Check, but not quite yet. So bear with us, my friend. It's on my list of things to talk about. Chill. Okay, so also, obviously, this past week on Impact Wrestling, Matt Cardona wins the DMC Championship and has already defended it on the Indies. I believe he defended it at Beyond, which was fantastic. Did he defend it anywhere else? No, I'm not sure, but he definitely defended it once already at an indie wrestling promotion, which I think is fantastic. And he's proper going for it on the socials as well.
I can turn it on anytime, Pat. Come on, no problem.
Exactly.
Matt Cardona is really, really pushing this victory and really, really shoving all the success he's had right down Vince McMahon's throat now. It's brilliant to see what he's done since he's won this belt. Defending it the night after he won it and retaining it there. And then the night after that, he goes on and he gets a new T-shirt out just to shove it all his success down Vince McMahon's throat, saying that the Federation made me or something like that, which is absolutely fantastic. what a great way to just get you could just suddenly flip two things off the Vince McMahon politely.
Yeah,
I agree. I think
this match was booked perfectly.
It's interesting.
I've been very critical of the Digital Media Championship matches and everything, but I thought this was perfectly booked.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did a real good they did a real good stuff with it. I think they pulled it in. We got it in there. He then wins it, goes straight off. He's now like the internet champ as well as the digital media champ, of course. You know,
that moment where Cardona is looking at the title and thinking, "This is more important to me than being nice." That's the best moment of the match.
Yeah, definitely. And interesting that you know that we're seeing. I think we're definitely seeing the Matt Cardona heel turn now, and that is the important thing. We need to get that heel turn. I don't know if anybody watches too much of the NWA stuff, but Matt did release a promo he did on Murdoch. Is it Murdoch? I don't know what he's doing. You know, the NWA World Champion, Trevor Murdoch, isn't it? He did a fantastic promo on him. I thought it was awesome. And that is the Matt Cardona I want to see on Impact Wrestling. So if you get a chance to check that out, go and check out on his news feed. He did share it with the world. It was a very, very good promo.
Yeah. And
did
that
you
promo
guys see
he
it?
done afterwards on Impact was far more enjoyable for me than the last few months that he's done as a face.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, without doubt. And I think he's going to turn proper full on heel. And I think Mir just mentioned that the Impact didn't show at the end of the match where Matt Cardona was flipping off the crowd. He didn't show that on there,
once, I think.
But no, they didn't. But they
No?
then released the picture of him doing it.
That son of a bitch.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's interesting. Heel Cardona and Green join Ring of Honor Maria.
Oh
Mike.
no, I should have used this one.
You can take this microphone and shove it up your ass.
100%.
That was his answer to Gia Miller when she asked what Chelsea Green's reaction would be.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. That was pretty much it. So I think this is great. I think we are starting to see you know, the turn now of Matt Cardona turning the heel. And you're right, Norris. You're right with that comment there. We saw the psychology of it where Matt was kind of like, you know, sort of like fighting with the whole kind of fighting a woman and hitting a woman thing.
Yeah.
But then at the end, when it mattered, out come the chair, smack, boom, 1, 2, 3, done. So yeah, I think it was extremely well done. Good psychology, good story told. I thought it was a great match. So I'm looking forward to seeing a proper full-on heel Matt Cardona moving forward. He's going to get heelier and heelier. Is that a word? Is that a word? Heelier.
It's a word now. It's a word now.
It's a bisonating.
Yeah, probably.
So it's
yeah.
a bison word.
It's a bisonism.
Exactly, a bisonism. That's the word I was looking for. Well done. So he's going to get heelier and heelier, I think, over the next couple of weeks, and then he's going to go full badass motherfucker. That's what I think. But yeah, so it's all good. Hey Jeff, nice to see you, friend. Nice to see Sean in the house as well.
Yeah, I agree, Jeff. A new theme for Matt Cardona will be good as well. If his GCW theme, if he's given the right to use it in the Impact Wrestling.
Or what he needs is a like a heavy metal style version of the one he's already got.
Yeah. Well, so like what we did with Moose, they just remixed it a bit more.
That would be interesting. But
kind of like if Sammy Callahan done his song.
Yeah. Let Sammy do it. Let Sammy get involved. That would be awesome. So there's some interesting stuff going on there, and I think it's a great decision putting that DMC title on Matt Cardona. I still think that it's not done with Jordan. She's obviously going to come for him. But if not, I'd still like to see Jordan going for the Knockouts title again. You know, maybe she'll be the one answering the open challenge to Deanna Purrazzo. Who knows? And take that Ring of Honor title off her or something. I don't know. So, yeah, there's a lot going on. Now, talking about the female roster, we've also got Masha Slamovich continuing to basically demolish everyone that they put in her path. She is on a path of destruction right now on whoever it is that they put through. What are your thoughts on the way they're sort of building Masha at the moment? Let's go with Steve on this one.
They're doing it really well. They are making, and each person they're putting in front of her is getting a little more offense in match by match. But she's basically walking into the ring, taking care of business and walking out again. And even when she walks to the ring, she kind of walks to the ring like she owns it. You really feel for whoever is in that ring.
Yeah.
It feels like it's building up to No Surrender, where she's going to get that first true test, and it's going to be interesting to see who that test is against. But she's coming off like an absolute star.
She's a star. I think she's strong. I think she looks fantastic, and the snowplow finisher. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty badass. What about you, Joe? What are your thoughts on Masha?
She is incredible. She is absolutely, like Steve said, when she comes out to the ring, oh fuck, the person in there is in so much trouble, I think she's going to be the one answering Jenna Peraza's open challenge, or she's going to be facing Jenna Peraza at Turning Point, or No Surrender. Sorry, not Turning Point. So that's where we're going to see the next big step from Masha Samovich. Is definitely this week. It'll be this Thursday or this Saturday.
The only problem I have with Masha coming out to Diana is that I think she would lose.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure she's ready for that big yet.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to go up. She needs to go up to another, maybe another level.
Yeah, I could always see Jordan Grace coming for
to me.
Yeah, I could see Jordan Grace going for the Ring of Honor title, like we said earlier, as well, and then win that.
Or maybe Roxy turns up again and wants a rematch for that title.
That would be
back.
good. Yeah, I saw you questioning that earlier this week, and I was thinking, yes, it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different sort of kind of like scenarios where it can happen. So we just have to wait and see. And obviously, still staying with the knockouts. We've also obviously getting that continued push with regards to Giselle Shaw. Now they're continuing to tease her. The latest promo sort of kind of like shows her as this all happy diva, and then all of a sudden her facial expression changes and she's a badass, which I really liked. Maybe it's Giselle Shaw that's going to turn up for Deanna's Open Challenge. There's a possibility of that. I'm not sure because I think that she's going to turn up at the next set of tapings. I think if it was Giselle Shaw, we'd know about it because obviously the leaks get out, don't they? Or maybe people have just been really good and not put it out there. I don't know, but there is a possibility it's Giselle or Masha, like you said, or maybe possibly Roxy coming for that title. Or could we see someone turn up from AAA to take her on for the Rhea de Reyes title? Now,
Valkyrie.
Well, the thing is, for me, that makes sense. That would have been an amazing debut for Taya Valkyrie, right? Yeah. However, we'd know about it.
Yeah, that's my thinking.
Right, so it's not going to be Taya Valkyrie. As much as we'd love it to be Taya Valkyrie, and I think it would make a perfect. Way to debut her, to come in and maybe take the title off Diana, for instance. I don't know. I think that'd be interesting. But there are other pretty awesome talents over at AAA that could turn up and challenge Diana. Who was she due to face at the one that she couldn't get to? Maybe she'll turn up. Oh God, who was it? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. If anyone in the chat remembers who Diana was supposed to face at that AAA show that she couldn't get to, because I think she was ill. Put it in there. I bet Critical Stinger though. He knows everything.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody can put our minds at rest on that one. Let us know. But there's definitely quite a few possibilities. It could be, or it could, like you say, it could just be a current knockout roster member. Maybe Alicia. Maybe Alicia will turn up.
Yeah, but if it's Alicia, then you know she's going to lose, sadly. So I'm going to be heartbroken if it's Alicia.
Still could be a good match, though.
If she puts up an incredible feisty performance against Deonna, that can do a lot for Alicia.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping we do see. But usually when it's Alicia Edwards, we know it's going to be over within 5 minutes. And
I am the f***ing greatest.
And that's a fact. That is a fact. I mean, we know it's not going to be Mickey James. That's for sure, because that would have been amazing as well. Imagine if Mickey decided that she wanted Deanna's other titles.
Yeah.
Or even if Tasha answered it.
Yeah, there you go. Tasha could answer it. That's Exactly. You just never know. But yeah, so some very interesting stuff going on there. I mean, we could talk about.
Yeah. But it's interesting as well, isn't it, that we're sort of discussing who could answer the challenge, and it's for 2 belts, and neither of them are Impact belts. So that it's very interesting.
It's the fact that they can choose which one they want to go for. So it's not for both of them, is it?
Yes.
But that's what I meant. It's for one or the other, and neither belt is an Impact belt. That's the interesting thing.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Which is why it makes me think whoever it's going to be could be someone that's got a Ring of Honor background, or it could be someone from AAA wanting to take it home kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's sort of kind of what puts me in that sort of kind of thought process. Now, talking about potential debuts, we had a debut last week of Kenny King. Of course, I say make a debut, it's more of a return to join Honor No More versus Team
Dino, is that the guy from TNN?
That's the guy at No Surrender. So he's now going to be joining Honor No More. So they've got 5 men on 5 men for Impact. I think this is going to be, I think this is great. I am actually a Kenny King fan. I think he could go on the mic. He's fantastic in the ring. For me, he's a 5-tool player. So I think he's great. Kenny King is turned up. Some people are not so keen on Kenny. I think Kenny's great. If you remember when he was in the Beatdown Clan, I think it was led by
legendary MVP,
Bobby Lashley, Samoa Joe, Loki,
and Kenny King. What an amazing faction that could have been. And the other one, which if you remember, what was the one? Trying to remember what it was called now. The one where they were wearing the white face masks.
DCC.
That's it, and it was James Storm, Samoa Joe, was it?
No.
James
Storm, Eddie Kingston, and Bram.
That's right. There you go. That could have been an amazing faction if they'd have gone with that.
Especially
that could have been amazing.
Storm's description of what it was meant to do.
Yeah, definitely. But it just never seemed to get there, did it? It just never got there. Another one of those sort of kind of like TNA storylines where they started but never finished it.
I think that was one of those storylines that suffered from the change of management.
Yeah, but Billy tried to get it to work and it just failed.
Yeah, just didn't work.
Jeff Jarrett didn't have any interest in it, so he just basically scrapped it as soon as possible.
I thought they could have been amazing, DCC. I thought that could have been one hell of a storyline, and they had the right person at the head as well. Yeah. Like James Storm is amazing.
Yeah. They always, if you watch the video back of Storm return and as a heel, and he gets welcome back chance, you're over when you come back as a heel and you get welcome back chance.
Yeah, exactly. That's insane.
Just wait for Sammy to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think the crowd's going to go absolutely insane when Sammy turns up.
He's on his way.
Talking about Sammy, he did have an interview, I think, this week where he's talking about his progress. I didn't read all of the article. Did you read it, Joe?
Yeah, I did. He's
give us an update.
Last year, he had he basically wrecked his ankle, wrecked both the joints in his leg, so all 3 of his bones were basically shattered. And he had to have his ankles screwed together to keep everything in place and healed up and everything. The screws came out in December, and he's undergoing physiotherapy. He seems to be well ahead of schedule in terms of fitness and everything. And the only thing that's really holding him down is his mental stability. So, but when he came on and did the interview, he's saying that mentally, the physiotherapy has really helped him mentally to just get over everything and really drive him back into Impact Wrestling. When he's going to be back, he's hoping, and he said last year he's hoping before August.
Yeah.
It might be sooner, it might be later. We can't guarantee it, but that's the whole point of Sami Callihan, is to keep you guessing. His intention last year was to get back before August, and if he's ahead of schedule as he says he is, it might be sooner. But I think we might see him around Slammiversary or Bound for Glory.
I think it'd be amazing. I think for me, he has to turn up at a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Rebellion fits with what he was talking about.
Yeah, he was really, really talking about how he's pushing through and fighting through everything. And on the interview, he's really, really laying it thick and how much it's taken out of him personally, and still managing to get like Wrestling Revolver going. So, and it's just great to see Sami Callihan still have such a positive outlook after all the shit that has happened.
Well, he's certainly kept himself busy. I mean, Wrestling Revolver has been on fire for the last few pay-per-views they've been putting out.
Yeah.
So and that's something else. I always say this, guys, if you're not checking out Wrestling Revolver, it's always on Fight. You need to go and check it out because they have some amazing matches on there. I mean, if you want to watch some no-hold-barred stuff, Wrestling Revolver is your place. Not people say, GCW this, mate. I've watched GCW shows. I'd rather watch Wrestling Revolver all day long. Some incredible stuff on there. Yeah, you're right. He will. Sammy will be back before Trent turns up on Raw. You're right. So
comment of the night.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, hang on.
I tell you, this build up for Veer lasted longer than Trent's marriage.
That was
No, that's awesome.
Send me jump by snorting.
I love that one. I love it. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was so funny. Anyone that tells me Kenny Omega on Impact Wrestling wasn't worth it is a nutter. He was brilliant. Kenny Omega was better on Impact than he was on AEW. That's for sure.
Well, he's got the better. What people in AEW, what the AEW fans want to say, he's got a better booking team behind him.
Yeah.
What, here? Impact.
Yeah, in Impact, yeah.
Yeah.
AEW fans don't want to agree, but he has a better booking team to book him.
Yeah, and they booked him really well.
Because his character is what he needs work on. And he had help with his character in Impact.
It was great. I thought his run on Impact was great. I don't care what anybody says, whether he was signed, whether he wasn't signed or not. His work was great.
Yeah, every match was fantastic, and like we just saw in that little clip, some of the backstage segments were fantastic.
They were awesome. Yeah, so I bet you if in all honesty, when I don't know, say in 4 or 5 years' time, when he's not signed to AEW anymore, or he's not whatever he's not doing. If someone interviews him, they say, "What did you think of your time on Impact Wrestling?" I bet you any money he loved it. I bet you any money he loved it. He's not going to say that now because obviously he's contracted to AEW. AEW's got to be the best thing since sliced bread because that's where he's contracted. But I think I think if someone interviews him, like I said, when he's not under contract, potentially, I think he would say he loved his time on Impact. Bam! He definitely got a push. He definitely got a push. That's more like it, bonkers.
Yeah.
Veer will get released before his debut. Amazing stuff. Okay. So talking about No Surrender, obviously we've got the card already been released. We know that we've got Honor No More versus Team Impact, which we think is going to be pretty badass. We've got Mickie James versus Tasha Steelz for the Knockouts title. We know that that's going to be an incredible match. I interviewed Tasha obviously a couple of weeks ago now. Make sure you go and check that out, by the way. And I think this is going to be a great match. This one, it's going to be a great match. We've also got Moose versus Morrissey for the World Championship, the World Title. I think that's going to be an insane match as well. I still think Moose is going to retain, but it's going to be a hell of a match. You've got the Good Brothers versus Gorillas of Destiny. I think, again, I have a funny feeling Gorillas of Destiny is going to win. We've then got Eric Young versus Jay White. Now, what a matchup. What a matchup that's going to be. Yeah, it's funny enough, I've been working out which dates in the UK I'm going to go and check out Eric Young over this last week or so. So I'm looking forward to seeing him here in the UK. But that's going to be a really good match. I can't wait to see
this match!
Totally. So far, I think it's really building up to be a great card. We've still probably got another 2-3 matches to be added.
At least 3, yeah.
So far, Joe?
The card's looking fantastic so far. I was really, really surprised to see Jay White and Eric Young. That's really got my attention. And Tasha Steelz and Mickey James, I'm really looking forward to as well. The way Tasha Steelz has been building up this heat between her and Mickey James, it's just been fantastic. And can't ignore Moose and Morrissey is going to be fucking brilliant too. This last week has really, really added more fuel to the fire. Morrissey's face turn is getting pushed brilliantly, and he's not having to actually change his character at all. This hasn't been done since Sami Callihan was turned face from heel. You know, he's someone to just see as he is and turned over, and it's working brilliantly. And the way they pushing Morrissey and Moose is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to this.
I think so. What are your thoughts on this so far? I think it's a great card. What are your thoughts on the card overall? Do you have a particular match that you're excited about?
Yeah, the card overall looks fantastic, and they've put it together really well. They got a few matches announced very early, which always helps. And I think we had an idea where some of these matches were going to go for quite a while, which helped as well. But there's a few matches that I think can still happen. Like I get a feeling that we're going to get a Chris Bay either for the X Division title or just as in an X Division sort of scramble match.
Yeah.
Because part of me feels like this could be a night where the Bullet Club walk away with a lot of gold.
Yeah.
You think?
I do too.
Yeah, but no, that like you say, that Jay White EY match, that could be a show stealer. It really could. It kind of makes me surprised that they done. I mean, it's one of those where to begin with, I was surprised that they done it on an Impact Plus event, but it also then says buy the Impact Plus events.
I agree, definitely. I mean, I think we're finally going to get the influence versus the inspiration as well at this one. So I think we're definitely going to get that one. Let's hope that obviously she's not ill like she was last time. So
part of me gets a feeling Trey wasn't at these tapings because we've seen nothing towards the X Division title.
No, I don't think he was. No, you're right. I don't think he was. But what I think they have been doing is setting up a potential feud with Chris Bay and also Speedball Mike Bailey. Yeah. So what we could be, I think what we're potentially going to see is Mike Bailey versus Speedball. I think that's definitely coming up. You know, so I think that's going to be a cracker. I can see that coming on. We'll get that feud going in. We'll build all of that up, and then obviously what will happen then is it'll probably end up with some sort of kind of number one contender match or something. And that's who Trey will end up facing, or we may even get another one of those sort of kind of like matches where you get like all three of them again, get like an all three of them match. Yeah. So it could be definitely Speedball versus Switchblade. Yes, please give me the money. Give me the money now. That's all I've got to say on that one. Now, guys, now we promised you that there would be an extremely special guest appearing tonight. And I have to say that he's turned up and he's waiting backstage. So I'm going to give you the introduction. He is the one and only Big Guns John Burton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
How you doing, John?
I'm doing great, man. What time is it in the UK right now?
Well, it is. Let me just check. Actually,
10 to 7.
10 to 7 here in the evening.
Okay. Yeah, it's early afternoon here in Nashville, but it's great to be talking with you guys and hearing you guys talk about all these things going on in Impact Wrestling. It's making me itching to get back in the mix and get back on BTI. So hopefully that'll happen soon. But it's great to be on with you guys.
Oh man, it's so good you could join us. I know you're a busy guy, but just for the guys out there that don't really know, what would you class as your full-time job?
A full-time job. I'm a local sportscaster here in Nashville. I also co-host a sports talk radio show, so that keeps me busy, obviously. And then I do a little personal training on the side. So, like you said, Lord Bison, I try to stay busy as much as possible. It keeps me out of trouble. So I got my hands in a lot of different things, and it's good.
Good. Now I noticed I mentioned the whole big guns thing because we always talk about it a lot because you do have a resemblance to one Bobby Lashley as we do mention quite a lot. But you did post a picture. I think it was earlier on today on socials, or it might have been yesterday. You were in the car, you had your cap on, and you're wearing your sleeveless, and all you could see were these bolting biceps. And I'm like. Jesus Christ, John is massive. He's got some serious guns going on there.
Just try to stay in a little bit of shape. Just eat right. Listen, I'm a certified personal trainer, so I can't preach it if I don't live it myself, right? I gotta look the part. So I may have overdone it a little bit, but it's it's just a good time, man. I have fun.
Yeah, why not? Why not? I was saying because I've recently got myself back in the gym. I not been for a while, I was out of the gym for probably about 6 or 7 months. Started to get a bit sloppy, started to get a bit floppy. And I'm thinking to myself, I've got to get back in the gym. And I hit the gym on the 4th of January. And I've been pretty much Monday to Friday, every day ever since. So I'm loving it. Well, exactly.
Key, right?
You got to get that positive mindset, as they say.
Exactly. That's what I teach my clients. It's all just changing habits, and and like you said, just go on a consistent basis. Do something, even if it's only for a half hour. Do something, and just try to a little bit here and there change how you eat a little bit. Get a little bit more protein. Stay away from the fast food. The processed foods and stuff like that. That is. Just little changes in your life. You'd be amazing. What I tell my clients all the time, try to get on a consistent workout program and just do 2 things starting off. Cut down on your salt, your sodium and your sugar. And you do that, you'll be amazed what changes to your body happen very quickly.
Yeah. It's interesting you should say that because one of the things that I always find, I'm a bit of I do like fizzy drinks and I do like bread, right? Yes. And what I did was I stopped eating bread completely, and I stopped drinking fizzy drinks, and I actually dropped a stone in a month.
Yeah,
that's all I dropped. Just dropped fizzy drinks, and I dropped bread. Made a massive difference, and I couldn't believe it because somebody said to me, "Cut down on the wheat, cut down on the bread, cut down on the fizzy drinks. Your body doesn't like carbonated drinks. Just cut it out." And you know what else it's not good for as well? Is it's your like your bones, so your joints and stuff like that. I also noticed an improvement in like my joints not aching as much, and stuff like that. So I always say to people, when anyone says to me, what's the best? I always say that. So you're saying salt and sugar. I always say get rid of the bread, get rid of the fizzy drinks. Stay hydrated, and that will help you 100%.
Well, plus, but you can have what you like to eat every now and then. You just use it as kind of a once in a while treat, right? I'm from New York, so I love pizza, right? But I'll have a slice or two. I won't eat the whole damn pie. That's it's as simple as that, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what they say is to eat what you like, but in moderation.
Exactly.
There you go. Well, John, I tell you what, it's awesome to have you on the show. I'm so stoked that you agreed to come on. Obviously, the main man when it comes to BTI, when that first sort of kind of like kicked off, we knew obviously because of the job that you do, unfortunately you weren't able to follow them on tour, which is a real shame.
Guys, man, I miss I even miss Josh Matthews, if you can believe that.
Everyone gives Josh a lot of stick, but I know
Yeah,
that he's a really good guy to work with.
Yeah, Josh is a great guy, and obviously Madison, his wife, she's terrific, and everybody's there is great. And working with him and Gia, those several shows for BTI was a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll get an opportunity to do that again real soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna start pushing Scott to see if he can get you back on now.
Let's get John back on.
Yeah, hey, you know, get the word out. You know, flood social media, flood Scott Demore and you know, and Josh and G, and say, hey, we want Burton back in the mix. So I'm not sure when they're going to be back here in Nashville, but the way we left it was, you know, that I would have an opportunity to come back, but I'm just really happy that they're able to tour across the country again. And, you know, because there's so many fans, as you guys know, so many Impact Wrestling fans. Hell, I mean, you know, Bison, you're in the UK. I mean, they're fans, Impact Wrestling fans all over the world. At least here in the United States, you know, other pockets of the country get to see them live. And, you know, we've all been to Impact Wrestling shows. We know what a great live show they put on. So I'm really happy. I'm just, you know, I'm just waiting to get back in the mix, man. I want to be a part of it. So hopefully I'll get an opportunity sooner rather than later. But kudos to those guys. Like I said, glad they're back on the road. You know, those weeks doing BTI with Gia and Josh and working with Scott and Tommy Dreamer and getting to meet some of these, you know, wrestling legends that I haven't, you know, that I've only seen on TV and get to know them a little bit. They're some of the coolest people you'll meet on earth. So I enjoyed my time there. And like I said, hopefully I'll get another opportunity to get back in the mix. Now,
I don't know whether there's a lot of people that know this, but Big Guns John, which I think would have been an amazing ring name, he has actually been a wrestler. Now, do you have a bit of a wrestling background, don't you, John?
I do. When I used to live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I did some couple of indie companies there, and worked at NWA East and also at what was it? I think it's RWA. I can't remember the acronym. So it was cool. I worked for two different companies at one time. I was a babyface in one and a heel in the other, but I wrestled as myself because I was like the local celebrity sportscaster. You know, the babyface me was giving wrestling a try, and I got the fans behind me, and I'm going to give it all I got. And then the heel me was like, you know, I'm from New York. You people from Pittsburgh are beneath me. All your teams suck. You know, I'm a Yankee fan, all that, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I did win the brass knuckles title at NWA East on two different occasions. So I'm a former mid-card champion, and it was great because actually my dear friend Corey Graves from WWE was the one that trained me because he was from Pittsburgh. That's how I met him and all that kind of stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, a good friend of his, and I got to meet his fiance, obviously Leah, and they're, you know, Corey's a dear friend of mine. So.
Well, talking of Pittsburgh, did you ever meet the you know, the Olympic hero himself?
I did an interview with Kurt Angle. Great guy. I've met Dominic DiNucci. I've met Bruno Sammartino. So I've had the good fortune to meet a lot of those Pittsburgh legends. A lot of people don't realize Pittsburgh was the home of some big time professional wrestling legends, and I got to meet most of them. So it was great. Yeah, I did a show where I was a ring announcer for Dominic DiNucci. He was in his 70s, and he came out and did a match, and the crowd went nuts, and he was great. So, Pittsburgh's a great area for professional wrestling. I was very lucky to get a chance to do some shows there. Met, you know, I did a show. There's a show that goes on annually for the School for the Deaf there locally, and I think I said I'm deaf, not death, obviously. Yeah. But you know, I was on the same card as Mick Foley and Shane Douglas, and I got to meet my childhood hero, my first wrestling hero, Tony Atlas, Mr. USA. So he's the guy responsible for me, A, liking wrestling, and B, wanting to get in the gym. So yeah.
Oh man, yeah, Tony's massive.
But Tony's a great guy. So yeah, I had a great time. I got into wrestling late in life, but I enjoyed it because I was actually Bison. I was a rugby player for a long time, and I played obviously.
Oh, fantastic!
And I played gridiron obviously in high school, and so I've always been kind of a physical guy, I guess. And so, you know, you retire from rugby and then you go into pro wrestling for 6 years. So, you know, I'm just a meathead. What can I say?
You just why not? So it's interesting. So, but you have said to me you've been struggling a little bit to keep up with a lot of what's going on Impact at the moment. What have you seen anything at all, or if you got anything you want to give us an insight on any of the stuff that you've been seeing over the last sort of couple of months or so?
Well, the biggest thing that I like is the fact that the new members of the roster coming in. I know this goes back a few months, but I think Morrissey's been a great addition to the Impact roster. You look at the I guess they're not the Iconics anymore, but they're fantastic. And how great is it to see Mickie James competing and winning championships? I mean, I had the pleasure of interviewing her for my Sportsline show here in Nashville, and she couldn't have been nicer. And so I just think a lot of the additions to the roster, now you got the Ring of Honor guys coming in, which I think is really cool too. And that's what Impact's all about. This is it's a place to go where you can work good matches, you can get on TV, you can cut promos, you have an opportunity to get a lot of eyeballs on you. And I love the fact that Impact is a place where a lot of these people from these so-called bigger feds that can't find a place for them, you come to Impact, we'll find a place for you. We'll get you on TV, we'll get you an opportunity to showcase your skills. So I'm still in catch-up mode right now. I'm doing my best. I just started watching actually Hard to Kill a couple minutes before I came on, so I'm just trying to catch up with everything going on. I kind of, after Bound for Glory, I just got so busy covering our gridiron team here in Nashville, the Titans. And then, football season, goes into basketball season, goes into hockey season. And I work Thursday nights. And so I'm normally off Tuesday nights. So I could always watch Impact when it was on Tuesdays, and I would live tweet and just have a blast. So it's a little bit more difficult. And unfortunately, here in Nashville, you can't get access TV on local cable. So I have to maneuver a few things just to watch the shows. But no, I love the direction of where they're going. I love the fact that, so many people are enjoying themselves and having fun. And the people I've gotten to meet, guys like Moose and Eric Young, who I'm pretty tight with here. He lives here. And so I just like the influx of talent coming in right now. And, it's only going to get better. And I tell people all the time, give Impact Wrestling a try. Just if you want good wrestling, good in-ring action, good storylines, people that can cut promos, people that can, tell a story in the ring, this is where you want to go.
I agree. Thank you, Zach, by the way. Just a quick thank you to Zach. He just popped us up a nice super sticker. It seems that he wants to see Big Guns John versus Beefalo Bison for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but there you go. So you never know. Yeah, you never know.
Never say never in this business, right, Bison?
Never say never. Never say never. You never know. So it's been great. I think since Hard to Kill pay-per-view was absolutely like off the chart.
Yeah.
So many people were like, it was the best pay-per-view of the month. Out of all promotions. And then ever since then, it's just like gone boom straight. Like Impact has gone crazy with all the Ring of Honor guys that have started coming in. We've seen some more talents coming in. It's just been an absolute blast. I think anyone who is an Impact fan is loving it right now. If you're not watching Impact, what the hell's the matter with you?
And speaking of someone who's been very lucky to be behind the scenes for a lot, for over a year at Impact, I can tell you the atmosphere, in the locker room. I mean, everybody's pulling on the same rope. There are no individual agendas. I mean, you look at a guy like Rich Swann. This guy was the top guy. He was the champion. He drops the belt, and now he's basically like whatever role, they want him to go in, he's willing and able to do it. There's never any, they check their egos at the door is what I'm trying to say. And I mean, everybody supports each other there. I can tell you that firsthand from seeing it. And it's just so much fun. As much fun as it is to be ringside watching the action, it's a lot more fun maybe to be behind the scenes and everybody telling their stories and laughing and joking and having a good time. So, it's the kind of atmosphere that if you're, serious about what you do in professional wrestling, it's where you want to be. I mean, people are held accountable and all that kind of stuff, but it's not the tension that you hear about from other feds. I won't mention any names of feds, but I think you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think the storytelling as well for me is second to none. They always seem to have that end goal in mind. They know the end game. It's just and they build up to that end game, and I think they are one of the best for long-term storytelling and actually going away from stuff, and they don't generally forget things either. So they'll go away from something, and then because unlike like say the other Fed, they don't think their fan base are stupid.
Right.
So they realize that if they go away from something, and then all of a sudden that they can come back to it like 3 or 4 months later, and people will understand how that fits in to the whole picture, because they'll go, yeah, so that was started like so and so, and and that's how that fits in together. That's why they've got the big match. Like it all sort of kind of they're able to tie everything in together. And so I say kudos to whoever is behind. I mean, obviously we know some of the guys that are behind the scenes that are helping put this stuff together. But no matter what happens, they, as the wrestlers, take the ball and they run with it, and they do the best job they possibly can, even if it's it could be a dud thing. Sometimes these things are dud.
Sure.
It doesn't get over. Right. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So you move on to the next thing. But whatever they're given, they do the ultimate best they possibly can with it. And I think that's one of the best things about Impact Wrestling. That is what happens with the talents. The storylines make sense. The talents knock it out of the park with whatever they give them. And they do their best. And they never forget. Never forget. That's important.
Yeah, Eric Young told me, when I've interviewed him a couple of times, like I said, Eric and I have gotten to be pretty close. He's just a great guy, terrific guy. He's a pro wrestler's pro wrestler. And he said, listen, Impact is written by pro wrestlers for pro wrestling fans. This is the stuff we grew up on, one-on-one feuds, faction feuds, good guy versus bad guy. How are we going to resolve this? You know what I mean? Yeah. And like you said, they stay true to whatever the storyline is, and they start at the end and work their way back, which is, if you listen to Eric Bischoff's podcast, he always says that. He always preaches that. You have to start at the end and then work your way back. How do we get to the end? This is ultimately what we want to do with this angle or with this feud or whatever we got going on. So we have to work our way back. How do we get to the end? It's kind of a different way of doing it, but it's the best way, and Impact knows how to do that.
Yeah, I think they do an amazing job. They really do. And Gary Rossetti in the chat there, you're absolutely right. I think Scott knows this himself. He doesn't have a massive ego, and he is all about the talent. At the end of the day, he knows that it's the talent that are gonna sell the show. At the end of the day,
well said, Gary. By the way, well said. I can vouch for that. Scott he's an easygoing guy. He listens to his talent. If they have ideas, and everybody works together. You're not getting dictated to, you know what I mean? You have an input, because let's face it, Scott knows, hey, you're the ones that are going to be out there performing this. So what do you want to do? How can we make this better? Or how can we do something different, et cetera, and it works.
Yeah, definitely. So it's good to have you on, John. It's weird for me, right? Because obviously we see you guys sort of kind of on BTI, or we see you doing your different sort of professional work. I've watched some of your stuff that you've put up on. Obviously, we're in the UK, so we don't get to see what you do day to day. But when you pop stuff up, I always watch it. And
that, Bison. Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. I mean, just for all the Impact Wrestling fans and your knowledge of it and your passion for it. Believe me, in Impact Wrestling, it's greatly appreciated what you guys do.
Oh, really? That is really nice to hear as well. And it's good for us as well. I mean, we sort of kind of, we're very passionate about the product. We love the product. We want people to watch the product. And the thing is, and I always say this to me, they go, why'd you promote it so much? You don't get paid. Why'd you promote it? And I say, well, do you know what, right? What I want is a really good wrestling product. And for me, so my payment, right, to promote the product and to get everybody out and try and get more eyes on that product, right, is a better product. So the more I can help behind the scenes or wherever I am doing my thing, the better product I'm going to get out of it down the line. So, that's what I get out of it. I get out of it a really good wrestling show that I love to enjoy because I love wrestling. So, and I love Impact. So that's what I get out of it. It's not about anything other than just wanting to, I suppose it could be selfish way because, in a way, with what we're doing, like you say, we're when people watch our show, we get new people coming in and watching our show that might not necessarily, we promote our show that doesn't necessarily watch Impact. They watch us and go, Christ, these guys are well excited about Impact. I might go and check this out.
I think I should watch. Yeah.
That's my thought.
What's this about? Right.
Exactly. I go and interview different talents. Like I say, you watched my interview with Tasha the other week.
Great, by the way. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I go and do that. I push that around all over the place. People might watch the interview that don't know Tasha and think, oh, she's pretty good, and they'll go and watch Impact Wrestling because of that. So I think, that is what we get out of it as a team, TNI, whether it be the UK team, whether it be the US team, or whether it be any of the other podcasts out there that support Impact Wrestling and do podcasts on them and interviews and report the news. That's all we want is for the product to do well, because if the product does well, we get better stuff. We get better wrestling to watch every single week, and that's the key. That's the key to it. That's for me anyway. That's what I think.
No, so many people think the way you do too, and like you said, we're all wrestling fans. We just want to see good wrestling. That's all. We want to see athletes and performers perform. We want to see, as we said, good storylines, good promos. Get me involved. Let me suspend my disbelief. Let me live vicariously through this storyline or these characters. And like I said, and you mentioned Tasha Steelz. I think Impact has the best women's division out of any Fed in the world. They are the tops. They're all obviously, gorgeous ladies. They're great athletes, but they're serious about their craft. They get in there, they bump, they feed, and you get into a hardcore match with them, they'll get a little color. They're not afraid to mix it up, and that's what I really like. And they're the nicest, most thoughtful people. So that's what I dig about it. For one of the many things I dig about it, it just appeals to me as a wrestling fan, as kind of an older wrestling fan who remembers the boom era, the 80s, obviously the Attitude Era, and the Ruthless Aggression era, et cetera, et cetera. This is what we want to see. Like I said, this is the type of wrestling I want to watch week to week.
Yeah, I agree totally. Well, I have to say, Joe, I think that's probably all we've got time for today, but it's been amazing having you on the show. And we've had some amazing feedback already from all the guys in the chat there, which is great to see. Yeah, superb. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope maybe in the future you could maybe join us again and we can have another chat, when you're a bit more up to date with what's going on at the moment. I was just going to say, the next time I come on, and there will be a next time, I'll be caught up with everything and we can really, get deep in the woods as to what's going on in Impact Wrestling. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for having me on. I love it. I love it. Sorry, guys. Go on. What was that?
I was just going to say, thank you. It's been great to see you on BTI, and hopefully we'll see you again. And it's just listening to what you've had to say is reflecting what a lot of the locker room said, and you hear them on podcasts as well. That the atmosphere backstage is just so much more different than anyone would expect it to be, and it's a lot more brighter and a lot more like a unit there than they are anywhere else. And it's just great to have someone on here and remind everyone of that.
Absolutely, man. And so, like I said, flood social media, get the hashtag going. Let Josh know, let Scott know, let Gia know, hey, we want John Burton back on BTI. And so, I'll get back soon. I look forward to it. I don't want to jinx it, but I may have another opportunity coming up to do some stuff with another Fed. So I'll let you guys know. As soon as I find out, I'll let you guys know.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Nice. Thank you so much for joining us today, John. John Burton, everyone.
Cheers. We love you in the UK, man. Thank you so much for all your support for Impact Wrestling. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye. Take care, John. Bye-bye.
Be well.
Wow. How about that? John Burton, everyone.
That was brilliant.
How cool. How cool was that, man? How cool was that? So it's great to have John, and there was just special guest guys. Just you know, there you go. That was your special guest, John Burton, on the show,
doing a before the impact.
And there you go. Big Guns John. Big Guns John was on the show. That's what it's all about. Before the impact.
Yeah.
There you go. Fantastic to have John on. He's a great guy, as you all probably can tell. So we're really pleased that he decided he was happy to come on and see us. But yeah, definitely, Big Guns John is your man. But yes, like I say, big Impact fan himself, just like us. So it's great to have John on. Just so you know, there will be a special guest next week as well. But I think I might let you know who that one is later on.
Oh, baby!
I might let you guys know. Yeah, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I might let that one out of the bag. We just have to wait and see. But it's a good one.
Might like it.
Exactly. So anyway, where were we? So we were pretty much
we were on the no surrender, weren't we? I think
I think we got through that. So the other thing that we wanted to talk about was the Impact announces appearing at the Arnold Classic Sports Festival, which will include, and I know someone's going to be pleased that I'm about to talk about this, the gut check. And of course, included in that is the signing, of course, the legendary Lance Storm. And Lance Storm is going to be a part of the gut check as one of the judges. So, what are your thoughts on all of this is going on then, boys? I'm going to go with Joe on this one. I think he's excited about this.
So good to see Lance Storm back on Impact Wrestling. I am huge fan of Lance Storm. He's one of his guys that I really am a huge fan of, because he's worked with guys like Chris Jericho since he started his career. So Storm's one of those guys I've had my eye on for a while, and who I've just try and keep up with as much as you can. And he did a pretty good job for NXT. Kudos to him there. And it's great to see him back on Impact Wrestling. He's going to be, like you said, helping with all the stuff with Gut Check, and then he's hopefully going to be going back into production with Tommy Dreamer and D'Lo Brown. So we've got another big wrestling mind and a wrestling fan working for the fans, and hopefully pushing an even fantastic product even further. Mm-hmm. So he's one of his guys that's basically doing what Tony Khan can't do. He's a wrestler with a guy with a wrestling. He's a wrestling fan and a wrestling mindset, putting something together for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, you think about what they got backstage now. You got Jimmy Jacobs back there. You've got Lance Storm now. You've got Scott D'Amore, who's obviously great. Who else have we got? I've forgotten.
Tommy, Gail Kim.
Exactly. There's
Hardy Evans, Dreamer. That's a nice, and I mean, Saban's producing.
Yeah. You've got some serious backstage talent going on there. I think it's great.
It's good to see Gut Check back, because it was one of those things years ago that had the ability to be something good, but just ended up as mush.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd be interested to see how they format this. Is this something that's going to be segments on the show? Is this something that's just going? From what I can gather, they're doing it all in one day.
Yeah, okay. it might be online.
My way that I read it was it was gonna look a bit like how British Boot Camp 2 looked.
Okay. Well,
that's how I imagined it.
I quite like that, to be honest. The British Boot Camp stuff, I enjoyed that. I thought that was good. But yeah, that's interesting. So they're gonna, I'm assuming that it's going to be part of, what's going down, like a I don't know, like a show type thing that they're going to put on.
This is a win-win.
Yeah, the exposure's massive. I mean, they have these Arnold Classics all over the world. There's one in England. I can't remember where it was, but I saw it advertised. So I mean, again, Gary's right. You're going to get Lance Storm and John capital E Bravo is going to be the main guys getting involved in all this. So I think it's going to be good. I'm just interested to see how they're going.
Hell yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, and how they're going to sort of kind of like put this on the show. Is it going to be something that goes onto digital media, or is this something that we get little segments on the weekly Thursday night show, or could it be on BTI? I mean, could it be on BTI?
I think it makes sense to have clips of it on BTI and online. on the Impact Plus and YouTube Insider, so it'd make more sense to keep it there. Well, and then like maybe a quick update on Impact Wrestling, just as with a 5-minute segment of everything, a bit shorter roundup of everything there. But it would
maybe they replace the flashbacks.
Oh, I think the flashbacks are hopefully going to be gone for good. There was none last week, I don't think.
No, I hate that. I hate all flashback stuff. I don't. Just if you're going to do it, man, you want to do, like you say, flashback Thursday or flashback Friday or something, or throwback Thursday. I don't know, whatever. Just do it once a week. Bang something out on social.
There wasn't like a single. They done them like matches, didn't they?
Yeah. They
had a match, and then someone either won a contract or they didn't. That's how it worked last time.
The winner of this one gets a contract with Impact Wrestling, and the guy who won it last time, I think it was Raji who won it last time.
No, it was Jackson Stone.
That's the one. Yeah, I know.
I'm going
We've
back.
only seen him once. Jackson Stone won the last one.
The first gut check was that whole storyline with Joey Ryan, weren't it?
I think so. Yeah, he was like cancel culture thing. Funny enough, he got cancelled. He ended up being cancelled. Bless him. Well, not bless him. Predator. Anyway, but there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with that. But yeah, the last one was won by Jackson Stone, who I think we've seen him once on Explosion, possibly, maybe.
I think he's about 4 or 5 matches, and he's one of them people where we've just seen Bhupinder Gujar turn up. You wonder if he's getting close to turning up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he is. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, he's been on the signed for ages.
He's not on the roster page though.
No, but that's what I meant. He's been signed for ages, but he hasn't never.
Because that's what he did. He won a contract, but he's only ever appeared once in Explosion, and that's it. So I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, maybe they just needed to do a bit more work with him. I know that he's been doing some stuff with OVW, and a few other promotions, but we've not seen him, which is a shame. Fingers crossed we do. Okay, so we've also got the news that Impact Wrestling has been added to the YouTube TV streaming service, which is also very good. So I think we've also got the, I think is it Fight Networks on there as well, I believe.
Yes, yeah. Impact Wrestling and Fight Network are all moving on to YouTube TV.
Which I think is pretty cool. So it's, again, another way to watch Impact Wrestling. Like, if anyone knows they can't get Impact Wrestling, they're either a complete div or I don't know. They just don't want to watch it.
Can you hear that? No? Let me turn it up for you.
Exactly. So be another great way to continually keep watching Impact Wrestling via the YouTube TV, which is cool. We've also got the Influence turned up last week on Impact and gave Caleb a gift. Caleb with a K gift of a new phone after his was broken in the match the previous week. And of course, we all found out that the picture on the phone was the Influence. So I think we can safely say after the moment
was this is the picture it was.
Was it? Oh, was it Sammy? Yeah, the mass dog. So this is what I got on my phone. Hang on a second. You ready? Who do you think? Who is that?
That's Boomer Bison. That is.
No, it's
that's Jake Christ, isn't it?
That's Jake Christ.
I thought it was she was wearing the light. I thought it was Boomer wearing the Lion Kid mask.
That's Jake Christ.
Yeah.
And then my internal one. There it is. There's the fam. There's the fam. Anyway. So I forgot what I was saying now. So clearly there was something. The Influence are obviously playing on something now, aren't they? They're playing on something, which effectively something happened in the ring during their match where I can't remember which one was it. Was it Cassie or was it Jesse? There was a moment.
Jesse McKay had her arms around Caleb with a K.
That's right.
Love was in the air.
There was definitely a moment. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Larry, I agree with you. But the thing is, if all you wanted was Impact, then yes, stick with your 99p. but what you get a hell of a lot more for your £65 a month on YouTube TV. I don't think it's quite that much. I'd be surprised, but maybe it is. I don't know. But yeah, stick with your 99p. That's what I do. But there you go. So much going on there with regards to the influence. That's definitely building some kind of storyline there. I've said all along, one of the influences is going to turn. It's going to end up with one of the influences is going to turn and end up with the inspiration. I'm convinced of it. Absolutely convinced with it. And I agree. Yeah, there you go. Sean, GMC, could we see Caleb joining the inspiration?
I'm thinking it might be Caleb now, and then Neil Dashwood follows him over as well, and just so it all gets disbanded.
Well, we just have to wait and see. The
whole thing with Caleb last week, he was amazing in that match, and the way they played off of it. Was hilarious. The inspiration, one of the funniest teams I've seen, and they're funny for all the right reasons.
I think they're amazing, and we've already instructed Steve. We need to have some inspiration sound bites.
Yeah.
Anyway, we also got Jonah appears to be entering into a feud with Decay after facing off with Black Taurus this past week on Impact. Now, there was a bit of a face-off. Obviously, the match was initially with Crazy Steve. Obviously, didn't last particularly too long. I mean, I don't think many are going to last with the big dog. But are we going to see possibly Black Taurus versus Jonah? Maybe at No Surrender. I don't know.
Feels like where it's building to, doesn't it?
I think so.
Today is 1 year since Black Taurus made his debut at Impact Wrestling when Rosemary and Crazy Steve brought him in.
Well, there you go.
So, if anything, if we don't get BTI tomorrow, Jonah versus Black Taurus, or that match on Impact Wrestling tomorrow, we're definitely going to get it for No Surrender, and it's going to be a great way to celebrate everything Black Taurus has done since he's come in. He's been on fire.
It's been a bangorama.
Yeah, and I love Black Taurus. I think he's amazing, and his appearance on Wrestle House 2 was probably the best because he was just awesome on that. He was just absolutely awesome. We do have a fabulous soundbite, which
you could say no one appreciates the greatness.
There it is. Black Taurus is amazing. I think that's where we're heading, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
It'll be interesting to see what that match, where that match goes.
Yeah, so do I. Impact also released a load of new merch. They got the Impact 20 merch and offers a £40 bundle to include a t-shirt and some pay-per-view DVDs, which is pretty cool. So, I've only popped that in there because it just sort of kind of like shows that Impact are definitely getting on top of the whole kind of like merchandise side of things as well, which is great to see. So if you're interested in an Impact 20 bundle with some DVDs, get involved. Head over to Shop Impact. Also, last week we were treated to an incredible X Division match to kick off Impact between the Bullet Club, Ace, Austin, Madman Fulton, Speedball, and of course Jake Something. I have to say, Speedball and Bay stole the match from me. I thought the pair of them were just absolutely amazing. I think this will lead to some kind of X Division feud with these guys, head into a number one contendership, obviously against Spider Trey. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
They're definitely building something with Ace Austin and Jake Something with this too. But Mike Bailey and Chris Bay, they are definitely going to go head to head. No Surrender. There's something is going to happen between them two and possibly Laredo Kid too. If we have like a freeway for the number one contendership for the X Division title, Laredo Kid, Mike Bailey, and Chris Bay.
And of course, talking about Laredo Kid, of course, we had the good news that Laredo Kid is actually signed to a contract with Impact recently as well.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's great news. That's great news.
Yeah, because we all thought like he might just be here for a set of tapings and that's it. But it looks like he is sticking around, which is great to see. Because I mean, recently he's been on fire in the X Division, and I mean,
my god,
I really thought we were going to be leading to a one-on-one match with Trey versus Laredo Kid. But part of me thinks that we could see a four-way in the X division, because we've had quite a lot of one-on-ones in the X division recently. So I do think we could see a multi-man match for the X division title, which could see someone winning and protecting Trey.
Well, I think at Rebellion we need to see an Ultimate X. To be honest, what do you think?
Rebellion or Slammiversary? Bring Ultimate X in.
Slammiversary, because if you do an Ultimate X at Hard to Kill and Rebellion, it could be a bit.
Yeah, some people roll their eyes. I personally have no issue with it, but I'm thinking the casual fan who's probably just seen the knockouts make history at Hard to Kill. I'm thinking, why are you taking the thunder away so soon? Bring it onto Slammiversary, which is like one of the two big flagship shows, or Bound for Glory, which is last year was awesome. Bring it back for Bound for Glory and really push it up a bit more there and see if it can beat Slammiversary again. That would be a great place to have the Ultimate X match for the men. But and then of course, will Trey Miguel still be champion by then? Is the other question you have to ask, because Trey Miguel has to be in the Ultimate X if he comes back. And Sammy's kicking pillars at me at the moment, so bear with me.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you could have an Ultimate X match to determine the number one contender. You could have an X Division title match on the same night. Who knows, Jeffrey, we've already spoken about Gut Check, buddy. He was included in the Arnold Classic section. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Now, I'm going to throw something into the mix here. After watching that match with, that X Division match with the Bullet Club, and the way that Jake Something was being treated during the match, do you think we could be seeing Jake Something lined up to join the Bullet Club?
It's a possibility. It really is a high possibility. I think something's going to happen between him and Ace Austin, and that's going to leave Jake Something, if he comes up short in this rivalry, then looking for somewhere else, and maybe even having Jay White come to him like he did with Chris Bay, and it would work out really well, because the chemistry Jake Something and Chris Bay could have would be really impressive.
Mate, I totally agree.
Something needs to happen with Jake. It's not quite clicking. So it, like Joe said, this if it is Jay White coming and sort of saying, look what I've done for Bay, and I could do the same for you, then that could be perfect. Or like we've also said, it could be EY coming up to him and saying, look what I've done for Dina.
Yeah.
But yeah, something needs to change, and I'm not quite sure which direction that it would be him going towards.
I think the interesting thing is that obviously the big speculation at the moment is whether Jake's going to re-sign. So if he is going to re-sign, then they need to do something with him.
Definitely.
And I just feel that there is so much potential of really getting to see that badass Jake Something that we all know is there, that we've not really seen on Impact, by sort of kind of, Jay White and Tama Tonga or whatever, the Bullet Club taking him under their wing and really bringing out the badassness in him. And at the moment, they don't really have a particularly big guy in their ranks, do they?
No, they got Hikuleo, but Hikuleo's not out at the moment. So in their ranks at the moment, there isn't. They need someone stable. That's why I'm thinking, if Jake Something's there, him and Chris Bay could have a very similar chemistry that Hikuleo and Chris Bay had. And Jake Something is a bit, I must dare I say, a lot stronger and a lot faster than Hikuleo is. So, and it'd just be incredible to see what those two can do.
Yeah, good. And again, what it does is it opens up the opportunity for Jake to obviously do more work with someone like New Japan as well.
Yeah.
So again, you're using kind of like, to get him signed in, get him locked in, well, okay, this is something that we've got to plan this. Maybe we could get you involved with the Bullet Club. This then takes you around to New Japan Pro Wrestling shows. He gets more and more involvement in that. I don't know. I just think you need, he's a big talent, and he needs to be given something more, I think. He definitely needs something more.
Without a doubt.
So there you go. But anyway, I think a lot of people are sort of kind of like, thinking, cool. I don't know where people are thinking, Jesus Christ, Bison, you're way out there, or whether they're liking the idea, I don't know. But we'll just have to, we'll wait and see on that one. But anyway, let's move on to the digital media exclusive match for this week. It was VSK versus Jack Talos, and that was obviously his big debut. Now, I don't know what to think of this guy. Now, I watched the match. I didn't think he came across particularly as badass as they were sort of kind of making him out to be. I'm not sure VSK was the right person to put him in with, especially as VSK is a signed talent. He's basically put in there to get destroyed by the big 7-footer. Do I see potential? Yes, I do. But I just don't know whether is that Sammy in the background?
Yes, he's got a buffalo horn and smashing it on the floor.
Oh, he's got a beefalo horn, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
So cracked it open. His teeth are powerful.
Keith, I see that. See, this is the thing. What people are saying, they hope they sign Jack as Undertaker, Talos kind of thing. I actually see that as him. However, I have this sort of kind of like thing in my head that, I've had this idea in my head for a wrestling faction or even just a singular wrestler for quite some time. If anybody ever watches The Walking Dead, there was a character on there called Beta, who was basically second in command to the Whisperers. He was a big dude. He's played by the big guy from Sons of Anarchy. I've forgotten his name. Anyway, he was a big guy, big and strong. He had a beard. And he wore basically the skin of the Walking Dead. Now, I've had this idea that you could base a character, a wrestling character around this. I really could. Like, this idea of this sort of kind of like zombie type faction wearing skin of zombies and all that, whatever it is, that type of stuff. This is the perfect guy. Like, this is the guy that character could work for. Like, I'm just the dude is massive. He's 7 foot tall, right? He is massive, and he's a monster. And this is the guy that could have been that character, and it really just comes out looking like a character from The Shield. A complete waste for me. Complete waste of a possible monster heel. I don't know. You guys haven't seen this match, have you?
No, but I know J-Bone's given it some really good positive feedback too. So he sees potential in this guy too. And,
I think there's potential, and you're right. That's it. Ryan Hurst. Ryan Hurst is the name of the guy that played Beta in Walking Dead, and he was also OP in Sons of Anarchy. But yeah, I just think that would be a different faction. There's nobody out there doing something like that. There's nobody out there doing anything like that. And that's completely fresh.
It'd be a great way to bring Sue Young back in too. She could be the unforeseen leader of it all.
Why not? I mean, it's just, I don't know. That's just my thought process. The guy has obviously got something. I just think to come out just looking like the forgotten member of the Shield is not kind of. I don't think that's the right way to go with him.
The forgotten member of the Shield is an AEW, isn't he?
No, the Shield. The Shield was
the forgotten member of the Shield is on AEW.
Oh, John Moxley. Yeah, exactly. But yeah. That's just my thoughts on it. Like I say, it wasn't a bad debut.
I mean, Impact might be in a sort of tricky spot here because obviously, like we don't know what their thoughts on him are. Like, they might think that there is something in him and they want to keep him, but at the same time, he might be someone that they might sort of send to BCW or OVW for a couple of years. So it's tricky to kind of make him come out to like an entrance that you're saying, and then we don't see him for 3 years.
Well, what I'm saying is here is though, I mean, I believe he's not completely green. As far as I'm aware, he was at the WWE Performance Center. He was signed.
Oh yeah, but there are there's that non-green, and then bringing you up to a level that you're comfortable with, say, an Impact, an AEW, or WWE.
I like this guy. Let's get this guy in. Come on, let's get this guy in. But anyway, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to sit on the fence with him. I'm going to sit on the fence with him. Go and watch the match, boys. Go and watch the match. Let me know what you think. Have we had the BTI match announced yet? Is anything?
Not seen nothing.
No.
Okay. So we got no match for BTI yet, but I'm sure that'll come up soon. If anyone in the chat has seen that, let us know. We've then got obviously
interesting.
What's that?
Yeah, James Storm and Jake something would be good together. James Storm keeping something under his wing, and like almost like Chris Harris and James Storm were like tag team, but I can see James Storm being a good mentor for him.
Yeah, definitely. There's an option there, and you're right. Sorry, whoever said that he moved well for a big guy, he did move well for a big guy. So let's go into Impact Wrestling tomorrow night because time is going on. Obviously, we've got to advertise. We've got the Deanna Open Challenge. We've already sort of kind of hit on that, who we think that might be. We've got Mickie James versus Chelsea Green. Chow. What are our thoughts on this one? I think it'd be a good match. Obviously, Chelsea's going to lose.
I think
it'd be a good match.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't get cut short and then made into a tag team match. I think this is one that's just going to go end to end. Mickie James versus Chelsea Green.
Hardcore country.
It's going to come out on top.
Sorry, what were you saying, mate?
Hardcore country is going to come out on top, and there's going to be a big celebration, hug at the end, and then we're going to get Tasha Steelz come out and cut another huge promo and piss everybody off, possibly even take Chelsea Green out.
You just never know. What about you, Steve? What do you think on this one?
I don't know. I've had this horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach that come No Surrender, Mickie James will walk away with the title, but I just don't know how she's going to do it. So I feel Chelsea's going to win this and get into that match.
Okay.
Ooh,
It's a non-title match.
That did cross my mind, but I didn't want to say it.
It is a non-title match, and I don't want Mia getting all excited about another three-way.
Yeah,
he
likes a good threesome.
He does love it, doesn't he? He does love a good three-way.
We need a sound bite that just says, "I like a three-way."
But you just never know on this one, I suppose. You never know. And then, of course, the big match, I guess, is Brian Myers versus Morrissey. I think this is going to be a great match. I think these boys have probably faced before on the up north fed. So it'd be interesting to see kind of how this one pans out. I don't think Brian's got much of a chance. Especially, Morrissey's not going to lose leading into No Surrender. So, going to be interesting to see on this one. Or maybe does lose because, I don't know, the learning tree get involved or something. I don't know. Maybe Moose gets involved.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if the learning tree get involved, considering he didn't get involved to help them.
Yeah, and Morrissey pretty much killed them last week as well. And the way he warmed them up against the wall, almost with one hand around his neck, it was just brilliant. And I have to tell you, when he went to take on Moose at the hotel, part of me couldn't keep a straight face when he was smashing his head into the fridge.
No, that was
because if any of you guys in the UK have ever seen the BBC program Bottom, it reminded me of the scene from that. So while it was amazing hardcore action, all I could see was Rick Mail and Adrian Edmondson bashing each other's heads into a fridge.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I love Bottom. Oh my God, I used to love Bottom. There you go.
but I think Morrissey is going to definitely come out strong this week. Myers might even get himself disqualified or get the learning tree involved, but Moose will come out at the end and probably get a bit of revenge there with a cricket bat in hand, maybe.
Yeah, it's just going to be one of those. I don't know. What I do know is at the end of the day, if Myers loses, I think it's going to be Moose getting involved. It's got to be. I think it's obvious.
Moose isn't going to take it sitting down. What's just happened to him?
No, I think this one's going to be obvious. Moose is going to get involved again. He's trying to get into Morrissey's head before No Surrender, isn't he? That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what's going to happen in this.
It could
We've
add
had
some
no-
stipulation to the match then as well. No, Scott D'Amore could come out and then add an extra stipulation to the match, which will be interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. What's this here? So Gary, what are you saying, mate? Hopefully when Impact goes back to the UK, we get a live rendition of Hardcore Country by Bison. Who knows? I'll definitely be at the shows ringside. I'll be ringside Bison.
Yes.
And actually,
If you have small children, please ask them to leave the room right now.
Exactly. I think that I think I'll be next to ringside Bill. It'd be ringside Bill and ringside Bison.
You have to get me down some there.
Because Bill has promised that if it comes over to the UK, he's going to come over. So that would be cool. But there you go. But that's pretty much all we got time for today, guys. There's no other matches, I don't think, that's been advertised, not that I've seen. Has anything been put out since we've been on air? Since we've been
Not
live?
seen nothing.
No. So I think it's going to be one of those where we get a couple of impromptu matches sort of kind of made on the night. We get those every now and again. There's going to be at least 4 or 5 matches.
The
It's
fact
going to
they
be
haven't
interesting.
announced the BTI match makes me think it's not going to be anything that leads to No Surrender or anything big.
You don't know. You just don't know. I think there's definitely going to be another female match on the card. That's for sure. I think we're definitely going to get another knockout match. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have to get something that involves Bullet Club. I would have thought, and the Good Brothers. There'll be some of this going down with those guys because it needs to. Obviously, you need to build a bit more to that as well. So, yeah, there you go. Bottom was great. It certainly was. It was fantastic.
It was.
Now, anyway, guys, as I said, I think that's pretty much all we got time for today. Please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And also make sure you watch tomorrow night's TNI flagship Impact Live review directly after the show is aired on Twitch and, of course, YouTube. Also, all the TNI shows are available for all you Listen on the Go fans on audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, basically wherever you listen to your favorite shows, we are there. Where can we find you on the socials, Joe?
You can follow me on Twitter at JOKEmptySpace. You can jump onto WrestleBuddy and dig through the archives of Impact Wrestling and check out some of my blog posts before I got too much writer's block and forgot what the hell I was doing. Or you can jump onto their YouTube channel and check out the 2 Impact Wrestling videos I've put up recently, started all from 2022. So you don't have to go too far back just yet to find my stuff there. You can jump onto Facebook, look for #EmptySpace, #The Void, #ADailyGiggle. And if you want to test your sense of humor, enter the void with an open mind and you just might keep your sanity.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the face on the end. Love it. Love it. And what about you, Steve? Where can we find you, bud?
You can find me over on Twitter at SimplySteve311 for anything Impact Wrestling related, or you can also head over to WrestleBuddy.com for any Impact Wrestling related articles under the Impact Wrestling header. Or if you fancy looking at any Impact Wrestling articles online that I put out, then head over to WrestleBuddy on YouTube and have a look through there, which I'm now starting to upload.
There you go. And I love that, Larry Bongo. He thought this was the flagship show, and that was the minor version for the Americans. Good man. Smash. I like that. And if you're looking to find out a little bit more on the Bison, you'll find me on Twitter at LordBison45. That's pretty much where I do all my wrestling talk. I tend to stay off Facebook a little bit with all of that side of things. A lot of my friends aren't necessarily wrestling people. But yeah, my persona of Lord Bison is there to be seen on the Twitter sphere. Please take the time to help us out, though, by moving up the rankings on YouTube, by giving us a thumbs up. If you're new to us and you like what you've seen, then don't forget to click the big red subscribe button. And don't forget to give that bell a tickle, a squeeze, or a smash. To never miss any of the TNI UK and US teams content each and every single week. Don't forget, if you want to support TNI financially, not only can you do a super stickers for us here on the channel, but you can also head over to the TNI Spreadshirt store. All the information's in the bio down below. Or we also have Pro Wrestling Tees www.total nonstop impact store, where we've got loads of great t-shirts. If you want to go and check those out, fantastic ones for the TNI team, TNI UK, and also the Bison himself. So we've also got an impacted shirt on there, so go and check that out as well. Can I just say once again a huge thank you to our special guest this week, Mr. John Burton, for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to him. It's great to have him on the show, and hopefully we'll have him on again soon. With all that said, I have been Bison. They have been the Joker, and of course, Simply Steve. And this has been episode 68 of Impacting. Take care, everyone.
We're Burton! We